So, before I get started, this is one of the kitties that absolutely loves to get in the way while I'm recording. Isn't that amazing? God. Okay. Anyways, so I just recently made a video on TikTok, and I understand that there is a lot of information that gets kind of lost in translation while I am making these videos. So I'm going to take a little time to explain things a little more and try my best not to pet this cat that is standing beside me. Anyways, what I'm going to try to do is take some time to explain the concept that I was actually having a very difficult time articulating. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm trying to break down the stats between all of the bad players. What that means is I look at people who are bad and I go, why are they bad? Anyways, basically, what I need to do is find the common thread between all bad poker players. Easier said than done, because multiple things happen. Either A, a person gets bored, so they do something they wouldn't normally do, or B, they get angry. So basically what that means is they do something that they wouldn't normally do because they're not in a good mood. That's called tilt. It happens all the time. Hell, I do it. We all do it. It's a poker thing. But the problem with tilt is you can't really identify it unless you're really paying attention. You have to see if somebody just got really unlucky. You got to check the chat box. You got to see if they're angry. You got to do a lot of things. Just for example, a really good poker player that I used to play with quite a bit, Phil Hell, ends up being a super big racist, but he used this term called room temperature IQ, which was hilarious. But if this dude from Finland is chatting in English to a dude in Venezuela, he's so pissed off that he's picking probably one of the 3 or 4 languages he speaks to try to communicate a point to a person who he might not be able to communicate with otherwise. That's tilt. Regardless, in my TikTok video, which I'm going to be trying to kind of bring into this a little bit, I run into a lot of problems. So when I see somebody has a VPIP, which is again the stat where people just voluntarily put into the pot, is the technical term, which basically means they say, I want to play, is really high at 60%, what I need to do is find hands that are on the fringe. If I don't find hands on the fringe, that means one of 2 things. Either A, they got very, very lucky and just happened to get a lot of very good hands in this position because sample sizes are small. It's well within the realm of possibility that in 10 hands, a person got dealt in the same seat, King Jack, Ace Jack, Ace 2, King Queen, King 10, Queen Jack. So okay, hey guys, as you can see here, what I'm kind of taking a look at is King 10 offsuit. As you can see, that's only 17% of hands. What that basically means is having a sample size that only includes King 10 off isn't very useful, because King 10 off falls in the top 17% of hands. And if I try to go to the top 60% of hands, which that sample size indicates is his range, you can see lots of hands like 10-2, 5-3, Queen 7 off, stuff like that. If I saw raises like Jack 9 off or Jack 9 suited, then that's a completely different conversation, and I hope that that part makes sense. As a poker player, I don't want to find if people got lucky. I want to find their strategies and adjust to said strategies. I can't rely on outliers to make my opinion on this person forever. All I can do is try my best to pick a line that makes the most sense, essentially. If I can't do that, then what's the point? Here's another example as to why this is sometimes so difficult. As you can see here, on the cutoff, the person decided to limp in with 4-3 suited, which is fine. I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. He limps in with 4-3 suited, it means he wants to limp with everything. Because if he's calling with... So when I see him limp with 4-3, I'm like, okay, he's going to want to limp with 4-5, 5-6. 6, 7. But when I take a look at his stats, it says that he only calls about 42% of hands. And again, 4-3 is trash, especially 4-3 offsuit. So his stats should, let me show you. 3-4 offsuit limp. As you can see, it takes up to 88.2% of hands in order for 4-3 offsuit to be within their range. Does that mean that they're going to be limping with 7-3? Maybe. Does it mean they're going to be limping with 10-5? Maybe. Is 4-3 just their favorite hand? I don't know. But it takes forever to be able to go down, and there's 4-3 right there. Which is part of the confusion as to why these small sample sizes, although they're cool, may ultimately just be worthless. So why would there be consistency, right? Like, that would make things too easy. Basically, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so he got bored. This hand's useless to me. And of course, it's only one of the few hands where I actually get to see what was going on. So I have to sit there and go like, okay, what are his tendencies when he's got trash, when he's got a good hand? What are the inconsistencies here? What am I trying to figure out? Because that's all I've got. It's not easy. But you know what? It's really, really fun. Problem solving is actually something that I'm very, very fond of. And I look forward to keeping on doing it and trying to figure it out as a poker player. And if you want to enjoy that journey with me, feel free to press the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching this video. And as always, good luck at the poker table. Is there a common... Wow, that's a loud noise. 1 second. Yeah, so fun fact, I live in an apartment building, so what that means is I'm actually at the mercy of whatever work they're doing. So if it is actually really loud outside, it is because they are working outside, and that sounds like a lawnmower, which is awesome.